If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at actually some deck profiles from the RBET Rulers tournament last weekend, of course, the big news in Edison Format right now. Now, we're not going to be looking at the top 8, though, because everyone's already seen the top 8. Keegan already reviewed the top 8. We all know who got top 8. We're going to be looking at something potentially equally interesting, which is the people who almost topped or the people who bubbled. I actually bubbled this event last year, which I know that feeling. It was painful. So we're gonna get some spotlight on the people that just barely missed out on top cut here today. So these are decks that did pretty well. Maybe like 4-2, a couple 5-2s, like 3-2s. I don't know exactly. It depends like how they go through the loser's bracket or the winner's bracket because of double elimination. But the people who did well but didn't quite make it into top cut, so we're going to give them a little love in this video today, going over, I think, 8 lists that were like tied for 8th and 9th, or what we're going to be looking at. These are in no particular order, by the way. Well, they're in alphabetical order of the name of the people. So starting off, we have Apropos hero beat list, Diva hero beat list. It looks pretty standard, right? Not on the 1DD Warrior Lady. I think a lot of the lists have been on 1DD Warrior Lady. Also, not all of them play the random, like, Phoenix Wing, but some do. I don't really understand it. I don't particularly like it either. 2 Compulse is definitely a bit more Compulse than you would expect. You would think just, like, 3D Prison or something, right? And then they're not playing Call in the main either. You would think maybe instead of the Compulse and the Phoenix Wing, it'd be like D-Prison Call, because the Callback Ocean play is really strong, I guess. And Callback Stratos is strong, too. Yeah, I mean, the list is super standard other than that, right? Everything pretty normal. No brain control, which it's like kind of 50-50, I think. The card can be dead. If you draw it with Diva, it can be really good, I guess, though. And you can use it with Miracle sometimes, I guess, which is not great. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that card, as I said. Maybe you should side it at least, though. I'm not sure, actually. The side looks super normal, too. No super poly shenanigans, just a bunch of standard stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's Diva Hero beat. I think one Diva Hero list ended up top 8ing, but the conversion rate of this deck was not all that great at RBET Rulers, if I remember correctly. This and Blackwing kind of seemed to underperform, actually. But there, I think, are multiple Diva Hero beats in the Bubble 8 here. I think we're going to look at another one pretty soon. Not quite yet, though. We're going to be looking at a True Heroes list. A True Hero actually decided to show up with Blackwings. Of course, fellow YouTuber, definitely check him out. He makes great content, etc., etc. Usually a Diva Hero player. I think he also plays this Blackwing list with triple value. In his video, he said he just flipped a coin to decide what to play, or he rolled a dice or something, and it landed on the Blackwing option. So that's how he opted to go for this. I mean, it's an interesting build, because it's like Blackwing lists all look super standard, but there's always something weird. The weird thing, I guess, would be triple value. A True Hero really likes this triple value because he thinks it's goes well with the Icarus attack, which I guess it does. On the other hand, you really don't want to draw value, but it gives you more like search targets for the little guys with Whirlwind too, which is neat. And I mean, if you get the game going, the more value stuff later on can be better as well. It's also better to have more value stuff with Oppression, and there is a main deck Oppression in this build. So I can kind of see some of the logic behind it. I mean, other than that, pretty standard Blackwing list, pretty standard side deck, extra deck, all that stuff. So a True Hero, very, very impressive performance with Blackwings. Ended out 5-2, I think. So just barely missed out, unfortunately. But yeah, a good run. I think this was, is this the only Blackwing deck that bubbled? No, wait, there was one other one. Yeah, I think in the Bubble 8, we had like 2 Blackwing, 2 Hero Beat, whereas in the top, we only had 1 of each. So yeah, on to the next deck. We've got, oh wait, maybe there was 3 Blackwing decks that bubbled, because I think Duck Tracy's list was also Blackwings. So this is Beer Odds Blackwing list. They're on 2 value, which is like more, what, wait, what is going on here? Why are your Black Whirlwinds staggered? What are you doing? You're just trolling me here, right? I mean, what's going on? Okay, well, we fixed that. Yeah, 2 value is a little bit more normal-ish. Like, a lot of lists just play 1 Valou, but there's also a lot that play 2. The 3 with no Greffer in the True Hero list was more unusual, I think. But, yeah, this looks pretty standard. We got 1 Book of Moon, 1 Compulse. We got 1 Legacy with 1 Starlight Road. 1 Legacy. Usually people play 2 of this, right? I'm not getting that wrong. I think 2 is pretty much the standard on the draw traps. So 1 is interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say about what's going on this side. Nothing is in order here. Hold on, hold. We gotta fix this. Move the monsters together. Why are you doing this to me, Beerod? Why? Oh my god. Okay, that's better. That's better. And okay, all right, I can chill now. Yeah, I mean, it's just a super standard Blackwing list. Like I said, Blackwing lists all look the same, so what can you say? It's Blackwings. Nice job. Cam was also playing Diva Hero Beat. His build is on Upstart Goblin, which is definitely a little unusual, right? We don't usually see these decks playing Upstart Goblin. I feel like Legacy is more common, but neither one is particularly common. Usually it's just like fully loaded with stuff that isn't draw traps, right? What actually ate these spots here? I'm not even sure. Somehow he found room for Upstart Goblins. Looks like the monster lineup's not on any kind of Warrior Lady Grand Mole thing. It is absolutely as slim as possible with 5 heroes, the Diva package, Honest, and Gores. And then, let's see, is there anything I can tell that got cut? There's no main deck Compulse or anything. And there's only 2 main deck D-Prisons, so maybe a slimmer trap lineup and just jamming in 3 Upstarts. I can kind of see it. I mean, it boosts your consistency even more, so that's something. Helps you see Miracle faster, helps you see good like combinations of Spark, Hero Blast, and Alias. So, you know, there's some logic to playing the Upstarts. Cool list by Cameron. He did pretty well with it. So, yeah, that's the second Diva Hero Butte. And now we have the third Blackwing. What is this? We're 5 lists in, and it's 3 Blackwing, 2 Diva Hero Beat. The Bubble 8, more like the Snooze 8. What do you guys do? I'm kidding. So Duck Tracy's list, as you can see, he's on 1 Valou. He's also on 1 DD Crow and 1 Spirit Reaper. Definitely some unique choices compared to the other Blackwing lists that we've seen that were not on either of these one-off tech choices in the main. The Spell Trap lineup, though, super standard. Pretty much all of them were on like 1 Book of Moon, right? I think all 3 of the Blackwing lists were on 1 Book of Moon. So that's, I think they were all on 1 Compulse too. Was it 1 book, 1 Compulse, and all those? I think those are generally pretty good ratios for like a high back row kind of deck, so I definitely like it. Also, everyone's on 2 D-Prison. No one wants to play 3 D-Prison, which is interesting, I guess. I'm not a super huge fan of D-Prison, but I feel like if I play it, I usually jam 3. But all these people are playing 2, so there might be something to that. Who knows? Also, 1 Oppression. I think the other 2 Blackwing lists were also on 1 Oppression. I know a True Heroes was. So, yeah, I mean, 1 Oppression's a pretty standard ratio. And then the Spell Trap lineup, very normal. Double Soul Release. Double Soul Release. That is a lot of Soul Release. Man doesn't like Frog players. No DDV, though, in this side. That's interesting. And then no Cyber Dragon, no Fortress either. It's actually a pretty interesting side deck. Very heavy on, like, Nox and Soul Releases. And then not playing Sidra or DDV. So that's Duck Tracy's list. It's the third Blackwing list so far. Do we have someone who's playing something that isn't Blackwing or Hero Beat? Thank God we arrived at Freya's list. So Freya was playing Quick Draw. I mean, wait, hold on. We got to fix this. All right, there we go. All good. So Freya's list has now been optimized, and we can take a look at it. 2 Quick Draw, 2 Debris. So only 2 Quick Draw, no Volcanic Shell stuff going on in here. We got the Plant package with also Treeborn Frog, double Hamster, triple Raikou, triple Caius, so maxed out on Caius. We also have 1 Lad, which is a very unique choice. I think we saw this in some of the replays we went over in, what was it, video 2 days ago or something like that. It was actually pretty good, even though it was against Frogs. So, I don't know. Lad's one of those cards that can be crazy, or it can just suck. You never really know. As a random one-off, I think it's, like, maybe okay. I'm not exactly sure. Definitely worked well. Freya ended up finishing pretty well, like 5-2. I think she was the other 5-2 that made just barely bubbled, so a little bit tragic there, especially given that this would have been the only Quick Draw deck to make it to top 8, and Quick Draw is one of my favorite decks in the format. I mean, other than that, we got Gores, Trooper Sangan, very standard, Triple Avarice, very standard. Would be better if she was playing Charge, though. Okay, the trap lineup, we have double D Prison with a Raigeki break, 2 Book of Moon, but no Compulse in the main. Also no Call of the Haunted either. And then on the side, we've got Trap Stun, which is cool. You can chain it to, like, DDV, and it's nice. And, like, it stops oppression and other things that you lose to. So, like, instead of Dust Tornado, we're playing Trap Stun. And then we've got some Orbs, of course, because of Blackwings being a rough matchup. Got some Vanity's Fiends for the Frog matchup. We've got My Body to help deal with stuff like DDV. Post board, we're siding the Compulse, and we're on Fortresses, of course, because we have tons of room in the extra deck. So, cool list by Freya. The only quick draw one, I think, I think it might have been like one of the only quick draw ones in the whole event. I didn't look at all of them yet, but definitely the only one to get even close to doing well. So, or, well, definitely did well, but to get even close to top cut. So, congratulations to Freya for piloting quick draw and doing so well with it. Next up, we got James. James played the fish deck, which, yeah, it's the new technology with the Tongyo meme that isn't really a meme because it's actually kind of optimal to play this as a level 4 target that gets under bottomless trap hole. So this is James' list, is on 1 Battle Fader, double Caius, triple dupe with Uni, no flip-flop in the main or the side, though. Of course, you got to have those 3 Coelacanths. Not playing Gold Sark, though. I think it's interesting that these lists aren't playing Gold Sark, because Coelacanth seems kind of important, given that you're playing, like, 5 bricks in the deck that are just for the Coelacanth combo. Yeah, I mean, other than that, we got just, like, standard frog stuff. Only 2 Caius, I guess, is maybe a little... I don't know. What's the logic behind 2 Caius? It must just have been mathed out to be an optimal ratio somehow. Instead of 3 Caius, we got Gores. No Tragodia, though, just the 1 Fader and some T-Roars. We also have 1 Creature Swap, 1 Econ, and then Cold Wave, Heavy Storm are like the big sweepers. We've got Salvages, Morays, of course, that's all kind of normal for the fish deck. Definitely one of the most interesting and unique decks to be played in RBET Rulers. Definitely massive props to James for having the courage to bring something like this to RBET Rulers. He's, of course, just like the absolute GOAT when it comes to piloting the fish deck. No one else even really comes close. So good job, James. You made it far with a very cool list in one of the biggest tournaments of the year. So yeah, that was James's list. And finally, we have Sam Opusteno's Blackwing. This is Valou Turbo. So bubbling with Valou Turbo here. This list is on the like full, just like Sork, Charge, Return, Necro Gardna, like more high rolly package. I feel like my ideal version would play Charge Gardna, but not Return Sork. But I can like respect the Return Sork version, especially like in tournaments like this where you know you're against like all top tier players. Sometimes you just gotta like embrace the high roll a little bit to try and improve your odds, if you know what I'm saying, because just having like that edge of being able to go off super crazy can be very helpful. And yeah, I mean, other than that, the ratios are all standards. Triple this, double Greffer, double Arma, the Card Trooper, double Caius, and then of course you got the Dad and the Gores. I think most Value lists are playing Gores these days. Is it like more of a 50-50 thing? I don't know. There was a time when it was like less than half of Value lists or something was playing Gores, but I think we might have moved on from that. The spell lineup and the trap lineup pretty standard. 2D prison again. Just everyone's on 2D prison. No compulse in the main. No book in the main. And then the side looks pretty normal. Extra. Also not on Fortress Dragon. A lot of Value lists have been just opting to not play Fortress Dragon, which is interesting. I'm not sure exactly why. Is it like the Cyber Dragon conflict with Sirocco? Maybe is that what's going on? I don't know what it is, but a lot of them just aren't playing Fortress Dragon. So that's kind of normal. Yeah. But with that, we have gone through the Bubble 8, if you will, the 8 lists that got so close but didn't quite get there. Definitely some cool ones. Definitely some less. Man, there's a lot of Hero Beat and a lot of Blackwings that bubbled. And then the other lists we had were Quick Draw Fish, Value. So yeah, those were the 8 lists that just barely didn't top. Hope you guys enjoyed me going over all of these. I wanted to do something with all these public RBET Rulers decks that we had access to. So this was kind of what I came up with regards to that. I think the lists were pretty interesting. I hope you found them interesting. I know these deck list videos are always generally pretty enjoyed. So yeah, glad to get that out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, YouTube. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.